But I just get in my ways. I don't know. I just don't want to spend $1,200 on a phone. And normally I pay it outright because I don't want it. They're like, oh, do you want to pay this? And then it's like payment monthly. No, and just pay it outright. Give me my phone and let me move on.
Yeah, why would you spend $1,200 on a phone when you use it every day for everything you do in your life? Just spend it on a rug that you put next to the fire pit.
Oh, those are fighting words. Don't even start with that.
Yay Networks.
Hey guys, episode 42. I got my blanket back out. It's freezing today. It's kind of like a mixture of rain and then it'll stop and then it's snowing. It's typical Colorado.
Yeah, so it's Thursday if you're listening. It's obviously Wednesday listening, but it's Thursday. So this weekend is supposed to be a little chilly. It's been pretty nice though. Flowers are blooming, trees are blooming.
I know, I'm like, snow, stay away. I remember there was one year, I don't even think Layton was, no, I lied. It was Layton, I think was one, and it snowed up until June. Do you remember that?
No.
And just because as my family's in North Carolina, my mom's like, oh, it's 80 degrees. And I'm like, oh, it's June 1st and it's snowing here still. It was like a very long winter that year.
Yeah, but then it just goes, it was probably gone the next day.
Probably.
One of my favorite days of the year is when I turn the sprinkler system back on.
Okay, I was looking at our yard. We got to like turn it on, right?
What do you mean, the water?
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to turn it on till May. That's the Denver rule, I guess.
Well, my retired neighbor, if you follow my Instagram, you know I always do videos with my retired neighbor. He's trying to outshine me with the yard. And
his yard
he's already got the mulch out. It's already green. And I'm like, wait, I got to like keep up. So I told him we're in like competition with each other. Who's going to have a better yard?
I don't know if I want that smoke. He's got nothing to do all day, but
he'll just come over and start like trimming the bushes. It's so funny. Yeah.
All right. We just left that hanging there?
No, I was waiting on you to go on.
All right, that's enough about mowing yards.
Do you want to talk about your face?
Yeah, let's get so if you're listening, you're missing out.
Okay, so Jeff had a halo laser done last Thursday. Yeah, right?
A week ago today.
Yeah, a week ago today. And yeah, it was my first time seeing, because normally I'm the one getting the treatments done. I've never had a halo laser before. And when you were getting it done, you were in good hands. Christina did your laser. I love her. She's helped like improve. I had like a bad keloid scar on my back and she helped do that. She's like the queen of lasers. So anyways, I told Jeff, I was like, you're on TV all the time. You should go get that done. Your face will look a lot better. You are turning 46 in a couple months. And you don't like injections, which I feel like if you just do lasers, medical grade skincare, like nice stuff like that, it'll help.
Yeah.
So, and you already have good skin. But I was just saying, like, it'll just, even when you have to wear makeup on camera, it just makes you look even better.
It does look good. So for a week, like 1 week.
Oh, I put a video together.
So I'll post a video later on Instagram. But I have a mustache. Obviously, you could see that. I had to grow my beard out, all my facial hair, because I couldn't shave because my skin was basically peeling off, like all the dead skin was coming off. So, and I just kept the mustache just to keep it. I don't know. So I shaved. Today was my first day I shaved. But the process, I'm so glad I healed up quickly. But to be honest, so I'll walk you through exactly what this facial, this
let's
halo
talk
is.
about while you're getting it done. And
all right, let's start from the beginning, though.
While you're doing it, I was worried. I was like, if anything goes wrong, Jeff is like, I know I'm going to get blamed for it.
No. I'll start from the beginning. So what they do is, I don't even know the detail. Maybe we have to get someone who knows what they're talking about. It's a laser. And here's what it feels like. They numb your face for like 40 minutes. They put cream on it. They don't, no injections. They put cream on it and your face feels so weird. Like, it's like, whoa, that's wild. So you go in there and Christina put goggles on me because it's
they look
really
like
bright.
tanning bed goggles.
Exactly. And when she started, she's like, how's that feel? It's like, "Drrrr," like you hear it, like again, you'll see it in the video. And I'm like, oh, it feels like sparklers. You know, like when you're a kid and you have sparklers and you touch it. I'm like, oh, it's like sparklers on my face. It's not bad. Okay, cut to, the whole procedure took 33 minutes, I think. Once, right under my eyes was very sensitive, and she did the right side of my face, the left side, and I think you have to wait till like a timer goes off, and you have to keep, so when you start going over the spots that she already did, it started to hurt. And I'd say the last like 8 to 10 minutes, I was like, man, I'm about to call it with this thing. Like, this hurts pretty bad.
His goggles were filled with water, and we had to lift
I was
them up.
crying. For real. And
You were sweating.
Well, first of all, the laser's hot too, and I had a flannel on to start off, and by the end, I'm like, I'm boiling in here. My face is on fire. How long is this? Is this over or what?
So I had a fan on him.
I was trying to be tough for Christina because it was the first time I met her. I'm like, no, it's all good, but in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna jump out this window.
And then, so it leaves like little white marks as you're going, but she says that's the sun damage, right? Correct? I think that's what she said.
I
It's
guess,
the
or
sun
dead
damage.
skin. I don't know.
You'll see in the video that I made for him. And Jeff leans up, and I was like, oh my God, he's going to kill me. His nose instantly was swollen.
Oh, I have a big nose to start. It was double. It looked like a cartoon a little bit.
Your hair just looked like loose. It was all swollen. And in my head, I was like, Jeff is going to kill me.
And the light, because the goggles that I had on for a half hour were like pitch black. And so my eyes were already like welling up because of like, everything going on. And then the lights were so bright, my eyes were just like pouring water.
And Jeff had to sit there for 30 minutes, and he's putting like air on his face. And it's like all red, and the whole time I'm like, he is going to kill me. And
People always say women have a bigger threshold for pain than men do. And I was like, I don't know if that's true. First of all, everybody settle down. I'm going to retract the statement in a second. But because we don't know what it's like to give birth. But I'm like, I do a lot of painful things. Women, like that pain, I don't want it. Like, women do handle pain a lot better than men do. You do.
Jeff said, I'm never doing this again. But you said that. But now seeing your face now, would you do it again?
I probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was only a week. I did look like a monster for a couple days. I don't want to scare anybody away from this. You should do it because I had all my freckles are gone. Like, I had a mole. Remember that movie? Don't say mole. So I had a mole here gone. I had some sun damage that I could notice on my left eye, gone. I had some other stuff on my right side that was sun damage,
all gone.
Yeah, and she didn't even do my neck.
I told Jeff, I was like, you don't want to do your neck.
No.
Your neck would have hurt because it's so much, like I do chemical peels on my neck, and it burns so bad. And it makes it worse. But you got in the car, and then
So
then
going home.
He said, when does this go away? Why am I burning?
You know, like when you go to the dentist and that pain, like once the Novocaine wears off, it's like just terrible pain. And I'm like, oh my God, my face, I felt like I had surgery. I'm like, my face is on fire. I was like sticking my head out the window like a dog, and I had an ice pack, and I was like putting it everywhere. It did subside like after an hour.
When we got home, it was like I was the nurse, because he's like, I go, just give it like 45 minutes and it'll go away. And every time it's like, okay, it's going down. And then you came home, mellowed out.
Yeah.
And then put on your comfies. But anyways, it was a good result. And like I said, I did a video showing different days. Your first 2 days, I think you had a lot more sun damage than she thought.
Yeah.
And that's why you looked more crazy. I think because I'm a frequent laser person, that I wouldn't it wouldn't look as bad as you did. But
it all came off within a week. And Yeah, I'm very happy with the results.
You probably should have requested off of work on Monday.
I probably should have.
Because they try to put makeup over like the scabs. It's almost like if you have melasma and you put makeup over melasma, it just looks like you don't know how to match your foundation and you almost look scarier.
Yeah, I probably should have took off Monday.
Yeah.
But Jure, shout out to our makeup artist at Daily Blast Live. He's been helping me through this process. We went to Nordstrom together and he got me like some lotion to put on, all this other stuff for your face. So he's the man. Check out Jure for the Slay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the man. He's so he really helped me out and he's loving the results.
Yeah, no, it really does. I told you today, I was like, man, I hate you. You look better. Your skin does. Because my melasma gets bad. But since we did that, I'll do weight loss update. Everybody always wants to know. I'm down 10 pounds as of yesterday. And really no side effects. I do get really tired. And I think it's because we talked about this. I don't think I'm getting enough protein.
For sure.
And I'm just kind of like crashing. Like yesterday, I just felt like I just wanted to close my eyes and go to sleep. So that, and like I said, really no side effects. I upped my dose again. And so like today I have to force myself to eat. I'm not nauseous. It's more so, you know, when you've been sick and you just don't really know what you want to eat. That's kind of how I am right now. So in the mornings, I always eat egg whites. And then today I didn't want to eat, but I did meet some friends at Chick-fil-A so Leighton could play in the playground. That's so something I feel like back in 1995, my mom and her friends would do, and like playing in Chick-fil-A.
Oh, my mom and grandma used to bring me, like, it was a treat to go to McDonald's.
Yeah, and play.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say they had the door closed, and I guess because the kids' feet and they're sweating, oh, it stunk so bad in there. I was like, oh man. But it was nice. I can eat the grilled chicken sandwich. I cannot get the individual nuggets, like grilled nuggets. They gross me out. They look like
I think your
fatty.
appetite's off, obviously, because of what you're doing. But you know, like when you get sick, this is how I know I'm getting sick. When I see commercials and you don't realize how many commercials there are about food till you're sick. And then they're like Burger King commercial and like BWK. And you're like, oh my God, that looks just like I'm going to throw up. That's how I know I'm sick.
As a kid, not as a kid, as a teenager, would eat like Wendy's all the time and Burger King Whoppers, like me and my friend loved. And it's like around that time, you could just eat hamburgers all the time.
Oh man, Burger King chicken sandwiches I used to like.
Ew.
No, they were good. Like the sub one.
When I was in hair school, this girl got a Whopper and was eating. I have not had a Whopper in I don't know how many years. I mean, it's been like over 15 years. And she bit into her Whopper and the patty, the hamburger meat was just raw. And I almost threw up and she spit it out. And I'm like, nope. Now I just can't. It grosses me out so bad. Chicken sometimes grosses me out. I can't eat too much chicken because then I get grossed out.
You don't even eat leftovers.
Because it stinks.
What are you talking about?
So I can
eat them, like I cook on the weekend. I eat them till like Thursday.
I can eat leftover pizza, leftover pasta, but like Thanksgiving, I can eat ham leftover. But turkey smells so bad. The other day, I bought turkey meat and I was going to eat some of it. And I took a little piece of it. It stunk so bad to me. Like it's got this weird taste to it. And I was like,
I think your whatever's like, obviously your appetite, but whatever you're taking those shots is making you, I think that's part of it. It makes you not hungry or it makes you nauseous. In your case, not nauseous, but it takes away your appetite, which is what it's supposed to do, right?
Yeah. And how you lose weight. But I'm trying to eat still because some people that do these shots, there's this person I don't even know. It's like a fashion person on Instagram. Hadn't seen her in forever. It was like on my thing. And all of a sudden, she's like so skinny, but her, you kind of have that look. I don't want that
emaciated look.
I don't want that look. Like if you're not really eating, and I want to have good color.
I think you need to rock some protein shakes.
Yeah,
get a good flavor that you like, whether it's chocolate or strawberry.
I'm going to take yours.
Vanilla. Yeah.
So you have a lot of protein.
And
I'll probably have one for dinner tonight.
I haven't been taking it. really. Usually I
Why?
used to do, because I take AG1 in the mornings, and I used to do a shake
But
and
I do AG1 in the mornings.
well, I used to do a shake and a banana, and then when I started that was my morning breakfast. I'd take that every day. Then when I started the new year, that keto diet kind of that my brother, I talked about, he's like, I don't even do shakes anymore because there's sugar and stuff in it. You're supposed to be like meat and cheese, and I got away from that. I still eat like yogurt and fruit and stuff like
You
that.
got to talk about that meat you get at Sprout. What's that steak?
Oh, it's
I know
kind of like
what-
skirt steak. Yeah, it's like
It's so good. It's like you go almost every day and go get that meat.
chimichurri sauce on like a skirt steak. That's what it is.
Y'all, you got to get it. If you have a Sprouts near you, even our kids love it. It's really good.
Wow. All right.
Don't get
Well,
tired of it.
that was super random. Maybe we should take a break.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, guys. I am the queen of frozen meals over here. And I've been telling all my friends about Factor. I'm not even lying. I'm actually using this code myself because I'm buying more. And what I loved about Factor meals is, okay, for me, y'all know I'm on a weight loss journey. And I would eat the Factor meals for lunch and for dinner. And you can customize what you want. You can put vegetarian, you can put, if you want to double your protein, which that is one of the ones I did because I loved that.
Yeah.
And I felt good. And it was so easy because I'm a lazy cook, and I would just throw it in the microwave, 1:45, 2 minutes, and it was ready, and the boys would eat it.
Yeah, it's great. I had their chili, and it was still my favorite.
But it's like a variety. Like you kind of have a little bit of Mexican, you got a little bit of your pastas, but it's not like that cheap food that you feel is disgusting eating. It's actually high quality, good food.
Absolutely. And they have keto options, which that I've been doing kind of since the new year, the Protein Plus. So you get to choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like we mentioned, Calorie Smart, you go Keto, Protein Plus, vegan or veggie. Also discover more than 600 add-ons every single week, like breakfast.
See, and I skipped breakfast because I'm more of a lunch and dinner, and then it would hold me over the rest of the day, and I was good.
Well, Jordan, you could get on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages that help you stay fueled and feel good and looking pretty all day.
No fuss, no mess meals.
All right, guys, head on over to factormeals.com/togetherness50. That's MESS50, and use code togetherness50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box. That's right. That code, TogetherMess50 at factormeals.com/togetherness, MESS50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box while your subscription is active.
And I'm using this code too. So, Jeff, you're going to have some money missing from your bank.
Hey, I'll still have 50% more in there.
There we go. Welcome back.
All right, so I want to give a little update. I posted on my Instagram about
Projects.
the projects that we've been working on. It's been in the works forever because I've been waiting on those photos to come in. But a lot of people asked about the frames I did out of the boys' cribs.
Yes.
Yeah. How'd you like how it turned out?
I
Because you
thought-
couldn't really visualize it in the beginning.
No, I was like, what are you doing? I read this. I saw somebody put in the comments like being funny. Like if you put those pictures behind the crib, they're in,
Oh, in jail. I
and
did
people
see
got mad at the person. And I was just like, no, I thought it was creative. When we moved in this house in 2020, I kept telling Jeff, let's get rid of that crib. It's got teeth marks on it. Like we're not going to use it. And you were like, no, you said 4 years ago you were going to make something out of it. I thought it was creative and good. And people also asked about the lights above, and they are not, what do they call it? Hardwire?
They're not hardwired. Yeah. You charge them. What a USB.
Yeah, it's all off of Amazon. There's so many awesome things off of Amazon.
Yeah. So you're going to post something, right? Like where to get all that?
Yeah, you got to send me all the stuff you ordered. So
Oh, well, it's all off Amazon. You could find it. But yeah, the crib thing. And then just to finish it off, I just, I cut some other pieces off, screwed them together. I sanded it all down, and then I sprayed it with this matte spray paint. I did it a bunch of times though to get it like right. And then I ordered those photos from Michael's, and it's kind of like a canvas, like it's on like a piece of foam, so it's up like a quarter of an inch, and that's what I put in there. So I just want to give people like a little update.
No, you did a great job. You're like a pro at paneling now. Isn't that what it's called? The paneling?
Oh, the like accent walls with, I forgot what you call that.
Yeah. Jeff, if he could, he would do our whole house and like paneling.
It's funny. Derek from Big Brother writes me. He's like, dude, another wall with that.
Yeah. You love it. But you see people, when you start watching videos on Amazon and then you see that always pops up, and then new ideas. I actually just sent Jeff those solar lights you put on your deck and clip them. And I was like, oh, let's put them around our fence. I sent them to you today.
I do like lights everywhere.
Anything I like, I send it to him, and I just give Jeff the ideas. And then most of the time you like my ideas. You just got to watch YouTube and figure out how to do it.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
that's
Jeff's
cool.
like, I'm not paying for somebody. But while Jeff was doing his post for the paneling, he was trying, he's writing his caption. He's trying to find the family emoji. And you wrote that in your caption. The family emoji's gone.
So I use like 5 emojis out of every emoji thing. And I use like a heart, the praying hands, on everything. Like if you go back on my thing, I use a heart, a praying hands, and the family, like the mom and dad, and then the 2 little boys. They have a bunch of different options. And I was looking for them, like, am I crazy? But where's that thing? I only use like 5 of them, and the laughing emojis. And I couldn't find it. So I wrote on there. I really didn't know. I wrote on there, like, did they take away the family emoji? And then people wrote under there, like they took them away. And someone goes, they took them away and put a pregnant man on there. And I looked, and sure enough, they took away the family ones. And there's a pregnant man emoji on there.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I get the future and things like that, and, being acceptance and all that. But that one's a little wild for me.
But being
that you took away like the nuclear family. You're not like insulting anyone, are you, with the nuclear family?
No, actually, I told 2 of my friends today that I met with. They didn't believe me.
Yeah, I looked it up.
I go, look. And my friend was like, what? Are you serious? And now it's just like neutral with the family.
I guess there's like a shadow of a family.
Yeah, like
someone goes, use this one. And it's like an outline of a family. Like,
yeah, that's what.
Like where Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future photo, and he's like disappearing.
Exactly.
What's up with that? I don't understand.
So somebody doesn't get offended, I guess.
But who's a nuclear family? I get supporting, everyone's beliefs, but I don't want to get too deep here, but men can't get pregnant. You know what I mean? And there's
when you told me that, I'm not even joking. I was like, wait, did something come out and men can have babies now?
No, I don't know. What's that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he's pregnant?
Oh, with Danny DeVito?
Yeah, not twins, but remember he gets pregnant?
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah, I don't know what it's called.
It was ahead of its time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to say.
No, I mean, I think you could say, like, I think it's a little nutty. I think it's okay.
Yeah, like having the different families, like how it used to be, like when it was like single mom with a kid, 2 moms with a kid, like that's normal.
Yeah, there was 2 dads with a kid, 2 moms.
Yeah, that's normal.
That's all good.
Yeah.
But why you got to take away the family one? That's like the only thing I use.
It's gone. Now you got to use the Back to the Future one.
Back to the Future emoji.
And it's like, it's all like neutral. It doesn't even like look cool. No color.
No, I looked at it the other day. I'm like, I'm not using it.
See, I didn't update my phone, so I still have the family emoji.
And it still works?
It's still on there. Mine's still on there.
Whoa.
When I looked it up.
The system.
Well, I never update my phone because I don't like when they change things.
That annoys me.
Well, it's like I get used to a certain way of doing something, and then I'm like, wait, what is this now? It's just like Instagram. You update it, and then you go to your stories, and then you go to hit links because somebody wants something linked. I'm like, wait, what the heck is this? This is all new. And then I got to try to figure out how to do it throws you off.
Do you notice now, like when people update their phones, I guess when they call you, like that the screen changes different?
What do you mean?
Like when they call, like, so you could put like a picture, like I could make, you're not, but I have a picture of my kids like on my phone. But when I call you, this could be the picture that pops up. Like now you control the picture that pops up on the other person's phone when you call. That's like one of the new updates.
Oh,
so now people are calling me. I'm like, what? Like my buddy Eric, he put that phone. I'm like, Eric and Peyton.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. It's just weird.
My phone is like an iPhone 8.
Listen, you got to please get a new phone.
Like I said, I get comfortable with my phones. And then when I buy a new phone, I don't buy the most brand new phone. I buy the phone that's like 2 years ago,
Mine's an 11. I mean, I'm not up to date either, but you're like way out of date.
I'm
and you
actually
don't update
surprised this is still working because, how normally when they come out with the new phone, it's like all of a sudden 2 years, your phone doesn't work anymore.
And how do you have storage on there? How much storage do you have?
I hardly have any storage. I have to like delete apps and delete stuff. But I just get in my ways. I don't know. I just don't want to spend $1,200 on a phone. And normally I pay it outright because I don't want it. They're like, oh, do you want to pay this? And then it's like payment monthly. No, and just pay it outright. Give me my phone and let me move on.
Yeah. Why would you spend $1,200 on a phone when you use it every day for everything you do in your life? Just spend it on a rug that you put next to the fire pit.
Oh, those are fighting words. Don't even start with that. I did my spring cleaning and I did pressure washed the whole deck, and I got so
you didn't pressure wash. You put the
like
jet on the hose.
Everything. And then Jeff, the cushions, that couch outside is just ruined. I need a new one. And you need to move that couch, move it down here with your smokeless fire pit, and you can burn it all up.
You don't even go out there. You don't even go out there. A nice fire is nice.
I go out there in the summertime and you mess it up. And then you bought this flimsy, just cheap rug that doesn't even go.
You're right. That you throw away because it's under a fire pit.
No, but it has no weight on it. And then when the wind blows crazy where we're at. I hate it. It's like go to Target, go to Costco, buy a nice outdoor one. You don't have to buy the one that I previously bought that you got so mad about, but buy something better than just it looks like a thin piece of just whatever.
Okay, let's take a little survey. A $500 white rug to put under a fire pit for outside, A, or B, a $25 rug under a fire pit that you get a new one every
it doesn't even like look nice.
Yeah, it does.
I wish your mom never would have bought you that thing for Christmas.
How dare you?
I hate it. I know. I
Take
hate
it back. I love it. It's nice out there.
Yeah, but you start drinking whiskey with the neighbors and then smoking cigars. No, you have whiskey.
I don't drink whiskey.
Yes, you do.
I drink tequila.
Oh, well, you take shots of whiskey or something.
No, it's Reposado. It looks like whiskey.
Okay, Reposado. And you guys get drunk out there and you got cigars and then flames are going and they're getting on the couch and...
You're painting a nice picture right now. Cigars by a fire pit, drinking tequila. What's up?
What's up is my couch is ruined and I need new cushions. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Listen, for every good time, there's a little repercussion.
If it was Jeff that paid $2,000 for a sectional, and that's another thing. Why are outdoor sectionals? When I was looking, so I got ours at Costco. Costco really does have really good ones. And too, when we had that tornado, it got smashed.
Yeah,
it got dented. But where am I going out with? They're like, some of them are $4, $5, $6, $7 grand.
Yeah,
for an
it's crazy.
Outdoor sectional.
And it's outside.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, put a blanket over it and it's all good to go.
I don't know. I just find that ridiculous. I just could never spend that much. But like I said, Costco has like all the outdoor. I mean, even though it was $2,000, which is a lot, but $2,000 was better than paying $4,000 for one.
That's.
Shut up. All right, we're taking a break. We'll come back.
TogetherMess is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Okay, Jeff, what is the right amount of socializing for you?
I like to balance it out between weekends and weekdays.
Sundays, forget it. Jeff's not talking to anybody. But being serious, I have lately been not as social. The sun is coming out. It's starting to get warmer, but lately it's been cold and cloudy. I've been a little more anxious, had a little bit more anxiety. I am one of those people that struggle with anxiety and depression. And so lately, my recharging is I like to sit outside by myself on sunny days, get sun on my face to feel better, and kind of me being around people, it gets me more worked up in a sense, and I feel more calm when I'm by myself. So if you are feeling that way, it is good to talk to somebody. You're my therapist sometimes.
Yeah.
You really are. Because I'll tell Jeff, I'm feeling very anxious in this past weekend. I've been super anxious for no reason, and my anxiety comes out of the blue. I'm fine, and then sometimes it just hits me, and I've had a lot going on and been really busy. So stress really kicks up the anxiety for me.
Yeah, and some people don't have what we have to lean on each other and talk, through your thoughts. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. So you talk to a licensed therapist, right? Someone to just talk to, get your thoughts, your feelings off your chest. It makes you feel so much better. And if you're not matching with your therapist, you could switch for free at any time.
I love that. I talked to a therapist one time, and they said when I was almost like having anxiety just being around people, the therapist said to me, the worst you can do is staying away from everybody. And he goes, having therapy and talking to someone, like talking to the therapist or talking to someone like you, it helps build your social life without draining you. It helps you. He said it's not good not to talk to somebody. It's not good to isolate yourself like I tend to do.
Well, I think it's just like working out. You're building that muscle.
Yeah.
And you're building that muscle when you're talking to someone. Just like on Marriage Boot Camp, when we did that reality show, we didn't think we needed therapy. There were licensed therapists there. They were legit. And it turns out we did need someone to talk to. And it really did help us.
And still to this day, we use those
Tools
that we learned from the therapist to help us. And it really does. Like when you talk to a therapist and then you feel like you want to cry and then you get it all out, then you just feel energized and you feel so much better. So if you need somebody to talk to, give BetterHelp a try. And like Jeff said, you can always switch therapist if it's not a good fit for you.
That's right. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, which is very important.
And all you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time with no additional charge.
Did we mention that you could switch therapists at any time? That's right. Visit BetterHelp.com/TogetherMess. That's MESS today to get 10% off your first month, the whole month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TogetherMess, MESS.
Welcome back.
I noticed you're using that Big Jeff mug, huh?
Instead of my big gulp.
A little.
No big gas station, big gulp.
You upgraded to Big Jeff mug. It's Hollywood memorabilia.
I look like I'm promoting, where is it? DBL. This is like stuff, Jeff. What was it? Your Christmas party. It's like, oh, thanks. I got a DBL blanket. It's freezing though. That's why blanket's out.
Bert listens to this show. He's going to get his feelings hurt.
Bert, I love you.
And so is my mom about that fire pit comment.
Mary, no, we just can't have that fire pit. I love Jeff's mom, but we cannot do the fire pit.
Well, the fire pit's staying.
Okay.
That's going to be.
Move on. Okay, so what do you have up your sleeve?
Oh, I don't have anything on my sleeve. I just was thinking of a funny story from earlier this week. And we talk about giving our kids melatonin. I don't know if you're for that or against that, but during the week, our kids, they're like puppies, especially Leighton, our youngest one. And once it gets like 8 o'clock, he hits like this when people tell me like my kids are in bed 6:37, we put them down, and then we watch a movie.
Have never been those kids.
I don't even know what they're talking about.
Lawson, the day he was born, the kid never slept. I never slept. I look back at pictures from like when I had when they were little, and I have all these like bags under my eyes. I mean, Leighton was a good baby, like sleeper, but they do not sleep.
They don't want to miss a second of anything going on.
They're you.
But
they're you. That's exactly, Jeff. Like my mom said when I was little, I would just be like, I'm going to bed. And I would just put myself to bed and take I love naps. Naps are my favorite. But keep going.
No, I do remember like as a kid, like, growing up, we were with family a lot, like family come over, and I'd get excited, like all my cousins come over, and I would always fight like going to bed, or I didn't want to miss them. They just wanted to play cards and like, relax without the kids. And I remember just like fighting it, and I'd stay up.
Lawson will be like this and then just try to stay up as long as he can.
Yeah. So when, like I said, when people say that, when I'm talking to someone like, yeah, the kids go down at 7, then we pour a glass of wine and watch a movie. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. God bless you, but that's never happened for us. But anyways, even now, so don't parent shame us. So 8, 9 o'clock, I'm like, man, you guys got school tomorrow, so we'll give them a half of a melatonin.
We use Zarbee's.
Yeah. We use half.
I know some people don't like this conversation with melatonin. It's kind of like a iffy subject. I asked the pediatrician. Our pediatrician said it was okay. So keep going.
But Dr. Coley on our show, again, I don't take this medical advice from us, but she said something about melatonin with
hormones,
testosterone.
Yeah, something with your hormones.
Yeah, and it kind of throws off your sleep cycle. Again, you got to do it, whatever. That's what we do. So it's not going to be forever. But the point I'm getting at is I bought these melatonins at Whole Foods one time because we were out of that Zarbee's stuff. So I bought like this other stuff that it doesn't have melatonin. I don't know. There's probably like some beetroots in it. I don't know, whatever makes you tired. And so I kept the kids are like running around at like 8:30. And I'm like, all right, that's it.
2 nights, right? 2 or 3
No, it was like
nights.
A week.
And I told Jeff, I go, why are they not going to sleep? Like, normally I have it all planned out, like when you give it to them. And it's like, okay, normally they get tired around this time. I lay them down in the bed. They pass out. Or a lot of times if Jeff and I are watching a show, they want to lay down with us. And then they fall asleep and we're continuing to watch our show.
Yeah. So I kept giving it to him. Jordan was upstairs. And you've been getting tired like early lately. And so I cut one in half and I give it to him. And they're just running around. The next night I cut it in half and they're running. I'm like, what is going on, man? These things suck. They're not as strong. Just give them a whole one, So I gave them a whole one and they're running around. And then finally, like the 4th or 5th night, Jordan's like, what are those things that you're giving them? I go, it's right there in front of you with the red cap. And I'm laying on the couch. I'm like, it has the red cap. It's right in front of you. What are you talking about? And so I go over. I'm like, what are you, blind? And I go over there and I grab the red cap and I go, oh, these are vitamins.
He was giving him multivitamins the whole time. He wasn't even giving him melatonin or whatever this all natural stuff you got at Whole Foods.
But to my credit, the other one looked exactly the same, just with the blue cap. And that was the melatonin.
Yeah, it was
and the other ones were vitamins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that didn't work.
No, it didn't work at all. But like I said, we asked the pediatrician, when I asked her about the melatonin, she said it was such a low milligram or something. Because I was like, we don't even give them whole. We give them half. Yeah. I'll take sometimes that Zarbee's like a whole one and I'm get knocked out.
Yeah. So.
But I use this MedTerra Deep Sleep gummies and I'll take one and it's got THC. Yeah, a little THC and CBD, and you take that, and in like 45 minutes you're out. I have to always like
take something. I usually do too,
just to relax.
Yeah, like to wind down because maybe they get it from me because I'm always like my mind's racing and I'm always thinking, and if I'm not like mellowed out or like chilled out, I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep. Even like if I'm watching 48 hours or something like recording, I'm like, I got to stay up and see what happens at the end. I don't just shut it off and go to bed. I have to like stay up and figure it out.
I have to have lights off, fan on. We've talked about this already. And then if I take one of those, I'll be out in like 2 seconds.
What do you think about when you lay there?
Nothing. I just can just lay there. And normally, if I stay up, my mind races.
Yeah.
But if I lay down, I turn the lights off, I can like calm myself and just be like, okay, it's time for bed. And normally I just know, like I said, I like my sleep. Jeff is the one that you have to really like watch something, but he turns on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
We've talked about this.
I know, but you turn on Curb Your Enthusiasm and it's all the cults. But like I can't listen to angry, like he's mad.
No, it's hilarious. So I like something familiar, like when I go to bed. I don't know what we talked about. So if I'm not even watching, I'm like kind of just laying with my head down. I even know I could visualize like what's coming and the jokes, So I'm already like with my eyes closed, but I'm always like.
But even when it's off, even when it like turns off, it is so silent in the room. And if I just have to walk in there for something in the middle of the night, you instantly will wake up. And
oh yeah, I don't know why.
I can't stand it. It's God. I have to. When you were out of town,
can't stand it.
I can't stand it because it's so quiet in there. And when you were out of town, the boys will sleep with me in our bed, and the what am I trying to say? Leighton goes, Mom, can you turn on the fan in our bedroom? Because he's so used to it. Because I always Yeah, but Lawson too. They asked me, can you turn on the fan? And then I got the sound machine on. Lawson, it was cracking me up. One night, I don't know how he knew how to do it. He turned on that soothing, relaxing mood music
YouTube?
on YouTube. But remember, Jeff and I are like, what is this? And Lawson and Leighton were just out. They turned it on themselves.
Wow, look at them.
I know. Lawson's like an old soul, I feel like.
Yeah.
He's like more mature.
Yeah, I like it quiet. Even if I don't like a fan on either. I don't like that blowing in my face when I'm sleeping because I wake up and I have a cold.
Last night it was cool outside. I had the window up, fan on. The kids sleep with me. They come in there. They're too hot. So on that note. All right. Well,
we didn't really talk about anything today.
Well, sometimes you don't have anything to talk about. We got nothing exciting going on right now.
That's sad.
Yeah, well, sometimes it happens that way. But thank you all for tagging your friends, downloading, subscribing. If you could, like I said, the last podcast, write a review on the podcast app. Like I said, if you don't like our episodes, just don't write a review at all. I'm trying to get to the 5 stars. We're at like 4.9. And those of you who have wrote nice things and everything's positive and it's all good, but continue to tag your friends, download, subscribe, and if you don't mind and you're bored, just write a little review.
I think next week we had a lot of stuff going on with like your weight loss, my face thing, the remodeling thing. We always talk about our kids and things like that. If you guys have questions, maybe we should do like a little Q&A, and if we get enough questions, then we can kind of at least focus a half a show on it, and answer some of the questions, because we talk about little things, but maybe other people want to fill in the blanks a little bit more. So that might be something to do next week.
Yes. And I want to we talk about our neighbors a lot. I want to try to have my neighbors on a little bit, but they're all like nervous.
Well, that might be good too. If we start off with a little Q&A, this is what I'm thinking. Start off with a little Q&A while they're sitting right there watching. Get them like some tequila, whiskey, whatever you got.
No, we got to get them.
Get them a little buzz, feeling good, And while we answer some questions, they might start feeling comfortable. Like, all right, I could do this. Then they pop in for the second half.
Yeah. I would love to have our neighbors, because I feel like y'all know our neighbors because we talk about them so much.
Yeah, now you can put a face to the name. And if you're listening, you put a voice to the name.
Exactly. So y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye.